unfortunately, Abhay had to leave us for something urgent, and from now on, Aryan and I will resume this tier list video. So next up on the list we have Eden Hazard. Aryan, would you want to go first?
Eden Hazard actually would have been actually goated if Belgium had gone the distance in the World Cup. Like, because Eden Hazard was single-handedly the factor, obviously except Courtois. Courtois was one of the best goalkeepers in the whole tournament. But like in attack, Eden Hazard was single-handedly doing it because neither Romelu Lukaku nor their left winger, which was alternating between Carrasco, Chadli, a lot of things. Munier played on the wing, but
Mertens
like
as well at times.
Mertens as well. But none of them were really consistent. Like Hazard was the only like bright spot for Belgium in their attack. Like at that moment with Chelsea at like one of the top teams in England, and obviously they went on to win the Europa League last year. Hazard also came third in at the World Cup. So at that moment he would have been like probably in the ballers category, but right now he's going to be indecent for me at least, because this season he came to Real Madrid with a big price tag, with big hopes, with
And
big
a big
aspirations,
belly.
a big belly and a big back. um, he had a lot of aspirations himself. The club had a lot of aspirations for him. Unfortunately, he couldn't deal with it. Like he couldn't live up to the hype as of yet. Maybe he will, because he definitely has the quality. He has the technical capabilities. He has the finishing capabilities. He can
Yeah.
change the game in an instant. But he needs to rediscover his Chelsea form at La Liga, in La Liga.
Yeah. I think, yeah, throwing it back to his World Cup year, and I think it was that season. It was the season before the World Cup, basically. I think he scored two amazing goals against Liverpool, and one was against Arsenal, where he literally like dribbled past three, four players and scored.
I think the Liverpool one was in the FA Cup as well, like
Yeah,
the dying moments, like, and he scored from a very tight angle on the right flank. I think I remember
yeah,
that one. I remember that one. Yes, that just goes to show how much individual quality that man has. Like, if
yeah.
he wanted, he could have been one of the best players in the world. But like,
Hmm.
the bulk obviously didn't help him. The lockdown bulk, and neither like. I think his work ethic is not the best in training. I think
Yeah, I
I've
mean,
heard.
a lot of players have said that
Yeah,
he was a bit lazy,
yeah. So like,
in training.
obviously not all of us can be blessed with a great work ethic and great talent. Obviously people
But
have,
then work ethic is something you can control yourself.
yeah, true, but like some people have that motivation. Some people clearly think like, oh, I can turn up and do this. Maybe Eden Hazard is one of those, because he's been doing it at a consistent level. We can't even fault him for that. So
Hmm.
yeah, like somebody like Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously he has the talent and he also has the work ethic, and it's inbuilt in him, so he doesn't need to do anything else. Somebody like a Hazard, he can do it, but his body just tells him no. And it's fine because he's still been delivering on the top stage for a long while. But if he had that work ethic, he really would have
He
been,
would
he would have
voted
been
maybe.
goated, yes.
Yeah.
But right now, I'd say decent. What about you?
Same, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Back then he would have been a baller, but right now, even in his last season at Chelsea, he was not doing like extremely well, and you could see signs of decline in him. So I would put him in decent.
It's like the Belgian Chelsea curse. Like Belgians never work out at the end in Chelsea. Courtois, De Bruyne, and now Hazard.
Lukaku.
Lukaku as well. Yeah. Damn. Sergio Aguero. This is
Yeah.
interesting.
So I think as a Premier League fan, I should start on him.
Yeah.
Start with him, sorry.
Yes.
So Kun Aguero, he is even at I think 32 or 33,
Yeah. 33.
one of the best strikers, if not the best strikers we have right now.
Hmm.
I'll just check his stats. I think he's still one of the top scorers in the Premier League,
Yeah.
and his positioning sense is just amazing. Like the reason City do score a lot of tap-in goals is firstly due to the way they play, and Aguero making even like small runs behind the back of the defender. It makes a lot of difference. You need a yard of pace to flick your leg and score a goal.
Hmm.
So I think Aguero right now is a baller for me.
Yeah, no doubt. He's still a baller. Like Pep Guardiola actually tried to drop him last season at the end for Gabriel Jesus, but Aguero came back this season and he proved to Pep Guardiola why he is still one of the best strikers in the Premier League. He's obviously a Premier League legend. Like he's going down in the history of the Premier League as one of the best strikers, and he sadly couldn't deliver on the biggest stages because some
For
selection.
Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina is what I'm trying to say. Like selection issues, obviously they didn't have a consistent thing. They had Higuain for a long time. They didn't select him. They didn't select. Obviously, they're not selecting Dybala or Martinez. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, for Man City, obviously, he might be one of the first true Man City legends. Like he might be one of the first proper Man City
That
legends.
yeah, that people will remember
Yep.
for a long time.
Yeah, he's not like somebody like a Paul Robinson. Like nobody remembers that. No, you can say that he's a club legend, but no, like Sergio Aguero is the proper Premier League legend as well as Manchester City legend. So yeah, and even like at an age of 33, he's not very well
He's
built.
31, right? 31.
32. Okay, 31 going on 32. Still, he's not
32 in sorry, 32 on June 2nd, like couple of days.
a couple of days, 2 days. So he's not the best. He's not well built. He's not the best. He's not best at the physical aspect of the game. He's not like jacked off, and he doesn't do like a lot of gymming. He has a very normal body type. He has like a short second striker kind of role. He like makes the runs, obviously, as you said. He's not the fastest as well. He was never the fastest even in his prime, but
Prime, yeah.
he is like one of those strikers like anybody would wish to have in their team in their prime. Like
Team, yeah.
he was a great player for Atletico. Obviously, Atletico have a reputation of creating great strikers. He is a great player for Man City. He's still one of the best in the game, and that's why, yes, I agree with you. He's still a baller.
Yeah,
But I still don't think he's going to fulfill his like dream or whatever his verbal commitment that he'll not leave Man City till they win the
until they
UCL. I don't think that's happening, but um, maybe,
could
maybe,
happen this season.
yeah, it would be a great send off for a great player like him.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, so we spoke about his physical aspect. Just to add on, he's
hmm,
not very tall as well. Like he's
hmm,
173 centimeters compared to other Premier League strikers. That's like 10, 15 centimeters short.
hmm. So like an average Premier League striker is like a Thierry Henry. Like he's not too tall, not too short. He's like 6'1", I think, which is very decent.
Hmm.
Like that's like the perfect build for a Premier League striker. For such a short striker to dominate at such a high level for the longest of time, that's really good. Um,
Okay, okay. Huh.
um, I don't think
Yeah,
there should be a doubt with the next one.
Luis Suarez.
Lionel. Oh yeah. No, okay, sorry. Lionel
Huh.
Messi.
Let's just put Messi into goat. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there should be any doubt. There
So,
was a very hot race between these two guys for the UCL top scorer, which is still on. Um,
hmm.
who do you think is going to finish on top? Because
I
Ronaldo
think
is
Ronaldo
obviously
will eventually.
ooh, Ronaldo is obviously a two to 3 years older than Messi. Obviously,
Yeah, two and a
uh,
half years.
Messi will have a lot of more years on him. Um,
And
maybe
I think the difference is around 20 goals.
yeah. I think no. I think Ronaldo got a lot more this season. This season and last season combined, like he moved a little bit ahead. I think so. But both of them are into triple digits, obviously. But
Yeah, yeah.
Ronaldo is, I think, nearing 150. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I'll just check on that.
Hmm.
So, as of February 13th, he has 128 Champions League goals.
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Okay. And Messi.
No.
And
Oh, wait. No, sorry.
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
it's 128 to 114.
Ah, okay. So that's quite close. He was Messi was quite far away a few years ago.
I think last year Messi must have scored a lot of goals.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Even this season, I think he scored four.
that's not a lot by
Nah,
Messi standard. Uh,
Ronaldo didn't perform in the first half of the season anyway, so he sprung to life in January. So yeah. Anyway, there's no debate. They both are the goods. Like them both,
yeah.
they both cannot be displaced by anyone. Okay, Luis Suarez. Interesting.
Uh,
32-year-old,
Controversial.
32-year-old going into like the twilight of his career. He obviously had a great career with Liverpool and Barcelona. Unfortunately, he couldn't win anything of substantial interest with Liverpool. With Barcelona, obviously, he won the treble.
On the Champions League and leagues for so long.
Yeah, so many leagues, the treble as well in 2014-15. One of the greatest trios to ever exist, the MSN. He was an integral part of that. Um, but yeah, he's obviously a baller. But even if this season, if we take into consideration this season, he has resurrected his career from last season. Obviously, last season was not.
Yeah.
From last season, it was expected that Griezmann was going to come in and take his spot eventually, like anyway, like instantly.
Yeah.
But Luis Suarez still proved like he has, I think, the third most combined behind Lionel Messi and Benzema. He has the third
Yeah,
most
yeah.
combined goals and assists
Goals
in
and
La Liga
assists,
this
yeah.
season, which is a great achievement for a guy who has been injured as well. He has been injured. He's been on and off the pitch. So has
Yeah,
Messi.
he's.
He was
So you
injured.
would
I
put
think
him in which category?
I would personally put him in decent. He would have been baller until last season. Last
Yeah.
season he took a big hit to his credibility. Like he was being very inconsistent with his finishing. But obviously last season's El Clasico he did a great showing in that 5-1, and this season he has managed to resurrect his career very well. But he's still decent. He passed his peak a long time ago, like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So looking at his stats this season, 17 matches played and 18 goals and assists combined, which is quite a good return. Like,
Quite a good return.
yeah. So yeah, again, like you said, a couple of years ago he would have been a baller, but right now it's decent. Yeah, in
Yeah.
this category.
Yeah. Still be one of the best like strikers to play in Europe
Strikers
ever. With
alongside Lewandowski and Aguero.
Lewandowski, Aguero, all of these are the best strikers of our generation. Oh,
Zlatan as well.
Zlatan as well, yes. Heung-min Son, interesting.
Yeah. Just a second. I checking out for his stats this season.
Okay.
Heung-min Son. Okay. So he's 26 years of age, going to be 27 in early July. He's not any better than. I mean, in certain games, he is Sonaldo literally, and you feel like he's a baller. I'm quite confused between decent and baller, but just because he's not won any major trophy, I think I would put him in decent.
Hmm. Yeah, actually, 2 seasons ago, he had one of his best outputs in like a Premier League season ever. I think he had double figures in goals and assists, if I'm not
Combined.
mistaken. But yeah, this season he has not been amazing, but he's still one of the best players at Tottenham. Like he's still one of the best left wingers in the Premier League, and
Yeah, I think.
he's still not lost his technical ability as well. Like he's not gone to the bin. He's not inconsistent as well. Like he still delivers. He is still good with his feet. He has held down the left hand side for the most part because Tottenham really haven't had like a good left back
True.
or a left midfielder. Like Sessegnon is for the future, so we can't really expect much from a Ben Davies. Or they even sent out Danny Rose on loan. So they have been lacking a lot of depth on the left flank, which means Son
Yeah.
has to do a lot of work on the left flank, which he has done to a certain extent. But he's not obviously the Son we know, the Sonaldo we know of like 2 years ago. He's still decent. He's not a ball. Last season maybe a baller, but this
I mean,
season,
yeah, last season his Champions League, like that game against Man City,
that was
yeah,
yeah.
and even Ajax, I think he did quite well. So
But he got overshadowed by Lucas, obviously. But he's one of those like quiet warriors. He has good games, but nobody notices him. Obviously,
true.
he got a lot of notice after that season, but then he like to an extent he became overrated, is what I'm going to say. To an extent,
Hmm. Yeah,
he's still one. He's still a great football player, but
true.
to an extent he got overrated. But I'd be very happy to put him in decent.
Huh.
Virgil van
Now
Dijk.
moving on to Virgil van Dijk. Yeah,
Hmm.
By the way, do you think he is the best defender right now?
Last season, yes. This season, Liverpool have been very inconsistent. I have to say that. Like, even though Virgil van Dijk, you would say like Joe Gomez has come up and all of that, but the problem you obviously saw the problems in the Atletico Madrid game. Like that was a prime
Yeah.
example of the leaky defenses that they had become. I would go as far as to say their defense last season when they came second was better than this season's when they are actually first. This season their midfield has been better and so has like their attack, the left side of their attack. Obviously Sadio Mane carried that. Robertson has been better. Trent Alexander has been a little bit worse. He has been a little bit haywire with his crossing and all. Mohamed Salah
Crossing.
has been the best. Their defense has been a bit leakier than last season is what I'm going to say. I know many of you will disagree and you will say like, oh, they are on the top of the league, how does it matter? But
Uh,
when you say that he's the best center back in the world, he has to be marshalling one of the best defenses in the world. I would say at this current moment, one of the best center backs in the world has to be one of the Real Madrid center backs. Has to be because they have one of the best defenses in La
Interesting.
Liga. It's there have been a lot of draws. Obviously, there have been some nil-nils, a lot of nil-nils. There have been a lot of 1-1s. But I wouldn't take the fact away from somebody like a Rafael Varane. I would go as far as to say Rafael Varane is on par with Van Dijk right now.
Interesting coming from Barcelona fan though.
I can't deny it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Stats are right in front of me. Real Madrid have
Yes.
been the best defense in the league. Barca's defense hasn't been the best in the league because Gerard Piqué is past his prime. Umtiti is not performing very well. Longley is the only one who is semi-decent. And Roberto and Jordi Alba are obviously attacking fullbacks. So our defense has been shaky this season, but Real Madrid's defense has unbelievably been really good, really good. So I wouldn't say that Virgil van Dijk is outright the best defender in the world right now.
So, like, which category would you put him in right now?
I'm putting them together. I'm putting Virgil van Dijk and Varane together right now.
No, like ballers decent in
Oh, okay, okay,
the
okay.
which tier? Okay.
On this tier list,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's a baller, 100%. He's a baller. Like he won the PFA POTY. He's going to win the league this season. He's won a Champions League. He was a Champions League winning centre back. His ball to Sadio Mane is going to be one of the best assists ever
Yeah.
recorded for that cheeky dink against Manuel Neuer. He is very calm on the ball, obviously. He's very calm in defense. But sometimes it's a little shaky. Obviously, we saw the Salzburg game last season, I think. This season, I think.
This
Salzburg,
season, yeah.
when he conceded 3. That was not one of the best performances from a guy who warrants the top center back, like one of the world's top center back. If you're going to say he's the best center back in the world, he shouldn't be conceding 3 goals. And obviously, that turn sold him a dream. Like he shouldn't be falling that easily for. It was not the best skill in the world. It was not like Gareth Bale against Mark Bartra. It was an average skill. It was like a very average skill, and he got beat very easily. So that's why I'm saying he's not the best center back in the world. He's definitely a baller, though. He's definitely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Completely agree with you.
Uh, okay.
So we'll move on. We have Matthias de Ligt.
Okay.
I think I'll start.
Yeah.
And just like his friend and Dutch compatriot, I think I would put him in decent. It's to put him in inconsistent would be a bit too harsh for me. And he's doing quite well at Juventus. He'll take time to adapt, obviously, especially under a not so great coach like Sarri. It's going to be difficult, yeah. I mean, his season at Ajax last season, then the way he's literally turned the games in their favor with corners, and let's not forget how good a leader he is.
That's what I was about to say.
I would put him in decent right now.
Yeah, the team talk was like hair raising, even for me, who was not even in the room with him. It was still hair raising
Yeah.
just to listen to, like, for somebody so young to have such maturity in his voice and his like thinking. Obviously, Matthias de Ligt was one of the main reasons Netherlands made it all the way to the final in the Nations League. He was a rock in the back with Virgil van Dijk, obviously the Netherlands captain. Matthias de Ligt, he still has a lot of room to grow. Like people
Yeah.
like rate him very badly because of the first half of the season where he failed to adapt a lot. He considered two handball penalties, I think, for Juventus, and he also
Okay.
scored an own goal in one of his first matches. I think his
Yeah, yeah,
second or
yeah.
third match, I think so, which was not a good sign for people who are just waiting to hate on him. But I think this man could be one of the best centre backs in the world in the future because he obviously
Yeah,
has all the qualities. We can already see he has all the qualities. It's just up to him to bring it out. Like, and at a club
yeah.
like Juventus, it's the perfect place for him to be mentored by players like Bonucci and Chiellini, who are winning into their twilight but have a lot of experience to give to a lad like
Experience.
him.
Yeah.
With Benatia, who has just left, Rugani, who has not been the best. This is the perfect opportunity for De Ligt to cement himself in the first 11 and be like become a Juventus legend, like a legend not only for Juventus but of the game. So I would put him in decent. Just based on the performance last season with Ajax, he would be a baller. But this season and taking his whole career into account, he's decent.
Mm.
So. Uh,
I think Bernardo Silva is going to be a very interesting one.
One of the most underrated players in the world, in my
True,
opinion.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't give him enough credit for neither club
Yeah.
nor country.
Country.
Like in country, obviously the
He often
Ronaldo is
gets
there.
overshadowed by
Hmm.
people like Bruno, Cristiano,
De
Felix
Bruyne.
for country, and De Bruyne, Sterling, Aguero, etc. for his club.
One
I
of the
think
best individual seasons last season was by Bernardo Silva. He won everything there was to win except the Champions League. Like
definitely.
he won everything under the sun. He was the best player at the Nations League. He probably should have been top five in the Ballon d'Or, but the French football hate to give people who are not in the media spotlight the top um, positions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think personally, Bernardo Silva has to be a baller. He cannot
Yeah.
be anything but a baller. Like if he wins the UCL this season, and if he gets a very good goal output next season, he could become goated, but it's a very far cry. But he's
Yeah.
definitely a baller.
Bowler, yeah. I would agree with that totally.
Hmm.
So
Bernardo is a baller.
hmm. Now last one on this list, and we have Robert Lewandowski. I mean, there's no way he's decent. He's obviously a baller
He's obviously a baller.
because we put Sergio Aguero in there, and unfortunately Suarez this season he has dropped off. That's why he's decent.
Hmm.
Lewandowski, he's been scoring. He's aging like fine, not aging like Feynman, but it's like his age has not had a effect on his form.
He's looking more
He
physical
is,
than ever. Like he's growing older and he's looking more
yeah,
tanked. He's looking more
true,
fit, more ready to play than ever. He's banging goals left, right,
true.
and center. He's the top scorer in the UCL right now at age 31, which is a
I
great
think yeah, 11 goals.
tied with Haaland,
No, just a goal above Haaland, I
just a
believe.
goal above Haaland. So man has been really underrated for the last 5 years or so. He's obviously under the shadow of Luis Suarez. This season, Luis Suarez, last season and this season, since Luis Suarez has experienced a drop off in form, people have started to realize that Lewandowski is as comparable to Luis Suarez as can be. He's one of the best strikers in Europe right now. He's proved on the biggest stages. Bayern not only has the best defense, but also one of the most flowing offenses in the UCL with
Yeah,
Nabry, him, Alfonso Davies. What a
Davies.
like a great attack and defense combo they have, and Lewandowski has been spearheading their like charge for the UCL title, which has been stronger than
Right.
ever this season. So this
This
season
season,
it looks
yeah,
like their best chance to win a UCL in a long, long time.
yeah. So he has 11 goals and 2 assists in just 6 games in the Champions League.
Amazing. That's more than 2 goal contributions per
Two
game.
goals,
Like
yeah,
that's really good output for a player that was supposed to regress this season. And he's proven all his haters wrong and risen back to I wouldn't say risen back to, he was already in a great run of form. He's already been
yeah,
tearing up the Bundesliga and the UCL to a certain degree, but this season he just took it to another level. If they win the UCL this season with Lewandowski having a great part to play in it, I would say he goes into goated because he has a lot of
yeah,
consistency. He has a lot of
yes,
consistency. He's been good with Dortmund. Obviously, the game against Real Madrid was a great indicator. In the final, he
Yeah.
was not very good. The final was a scrappy game anyway against Bayern. But for Bayern, he has been their go-to man for the last 5 years. So he has to be a baller anyway. If they win the UCL this season, he will go into goated.
Yeah, I think if he wins the Champions League, he'll obviously win the Bundesliga this season. You add a Champions League to that, that's probably enough to get him a Ballon d'Or.
Hmm. You would
I
hope so.
mean,
You would hope so.
yeah, I would hope so. Exactly.
Hmm.
Let's hope the French football does not make
Yeah.
any blunders with that.
Let's hope
Like even in
FIFA
the Bundesliga, he has 29 goals and 3 assists in 27 games.
ridiculous, ridiculous. If it was
Yeah.
not for Sancho, he would probably be Player of the Year again. Yeah,
I
but
mean, yeah, Timo Werner is a very strong contender for
yeah,
the
that
Bundesliga
that's
Player of the
that
Year.
was my opinion. My opinion was Werner because overall impact was greatest by Werner because Bayern would still be at the top without Lewandowski. Dortmund would still be top without Sancho. Leipzig would nowhere be near the top without Werner. But we stray away
Yeah.
from the point. This is the tier list. Do you want to make any changes? Do you think anything is out of place?
No, I think everything looks about right. Yeah.
To me as well.
So,
So
hmm.
unfortunately, Raheem Sterling is the only one that has to get in the bin.
Yeah.
Um,
And some would say that's a bit harsh on him. So let me know in the comment section down below, and we could have a discussion in the comments as well.
hmm.
So I think we'll end it here.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you did enjoy watching, leave a like so I know you do enjoy more sort of tier list videos, and share it with your friends as well. Don't be selfish. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Stay home, stay safe.